Saturday mornings, the golden hours of childhood, the sun peeking through your bedroom window, the faint smell of breakfast wafting in the air, and the sound of a cartoon theme song blasting from the living room. You'd grab your favorite snack, curl up on the couch, and let the world of superheroes and villains transport you. Back then, Static Shock wasn't just a show, it was a ritual, a shared experience that made every Saturday feel like an adventure waiting to unfold. And when those crossover episodes aired, oh man, that was a whole new level of hype. Seeing Batman or Superman team up with our boy Virgil, it was like getting an extra scoop of ice cream, pure bliss. Those mornings weren't just about watching TV, they were about feeling invincible yourself. Let's kick things off with the first crossover that made every kid's jaw drop. Static's electrifying team-up with the Dark Knight himself, the big leagues. Imagine you're just starting to get a handle on your superpowers, dealing with your local rogues gallery, and then, bam, Batman and Robin show up in your town. That's exactly what happens to Static in the big leagues. For many fans, seeing the Dark Knight cross over into Static Shock was a goosebump moment. Batman is arguably the most famous DC hero, so having him step into Static's territory felt like the show was leveling up in a major way. The setup for this crossover is pure comic book gold. The Joker, bored of terrorizing Gotham, decides to expand his criminal activities to Dakota. And of course, wherever the Joker goes, Batman is never far behind. Batman, Robin, and Batgirl had all faced off against the Joker countless times in Batman, the animated series. But seeing him in Static's hometown felt fresh. This was our first glimpse of just how interconnected these shows could be. Static and his best friend Richie, who later becomes Gear, get wind of the Joker's presence in Dakota. Chaos ensues as the Joker unleashes lethal joy buzzers, laughing gas, and all his usual clownish crimes. Static is used to dealing with street-level gangs and metahuman criminals, but the Joker, that's a whole new level of danger. Enter Batman and Robin, grim, skilled, and ready to put an end to the Joker's brand of chaos. One of the most endearing aspects of Static Shock is Virgil's unabashed excitement around well-known heroes. The show plays this up wonderfully. When he first sees Batman, Static tries to keep it cool, but there's a clear sense of awe.
Batman! Man, I cannot believe I'm shaking hands with Robin the Boy Wonder.
We, the viewers, shared that awe. Batman and Robin are legends in the DCAU, and here's our teenage hero collaborating with them. The dynamic is both hilarious and heartwarming, with Batman's stern demeanor countering Static's energetic personality. Batman is strategic, stealthy, and often operates in the shadows. Static is more flashy, reliant on the sheer force of his electromagnetic powers, and thrives on improvisation. Robin, bridging the age gap, helps mediate between these two. The interplay highlights how a darker hero can team up with a lighter one. Static learns the importance of planning and caution, while Batman sees the value in Virgil's fresh perspective and quick thinking. The highlight is the confrontation with the Joker, who's devised a plan to sabotage Dakota. Batman, Robin, and Static each bring their own strengths. Batman's detective smarts, Robin's agility, and Static's electricity. There's a comedic moment where the Joker tries to outsmart Static with an over-the-top scheme, only for Static to short-circuit it literally. The synergy between these three heroes makes for one of the most memorable battles in the series. When the dust settles, Batman acknowledges Static's potential, indicating he might have what it takes to stand alongside other DC heroes. Static, in turn, realizes the superhero game is bigger than he ever imagined. But if you thought Static was starstruck meeting Batman, wait until he crosses paths with the Man of Steel himself. Up next, Static teams up with Superman, and the stakes are higher than ever. Toys in the Hood. It's hard to top a crossover with Batman, but Static Shock tried and succeeded with an episode that features the one and only Superman. Aptly titled Toys in the Hood, this episode sees Static teaming up with the Man of Steel to take on Toyman, a villain known for his twisted, childlike approach to wreaking havoc. Unlike Batman, Superman is the archetypal do-gooder. He's sunny, wholesome, and exudes pure optimism. Static, while also heroic, is more relatable. He's a teen grappling with everyday challenges. Putting these two together creates a mentor-mentee bond of a different flavor compared to Batman's stern guidance. Superman's presence is just comforting. He's the big blue Boy Scout after all. Toyman is determined to cause mayhem in Dakota. His mechanical creations, disguised as children's toys, are far from innocent. Think giant robots, lethal jack-in-the-boxes, and remote-controlled hazards.
Toyman, be a doll and get rid of him.
Anything for you.
This isn't your average Saturday morning cartoon cameo. The stakes feel real. People's lives are on the line, and it takes the combined efforts of Static and Superman to contain the threat. One of the best moments is Static's initial disbelief. It's a perfect reflection of how fans felt. Superman's cameo validated that Static's world was indeed part of the broader DCAU. After all, if the big blue Boy Scout is dropping by, you know things are serious. Superman steps in to provide guidance that only someone with that level of experience can offer. Whereas Batman taught Static about stealth and strategy, Superman showcases unwavering hope and moral certainty. He encourages Static to never lose faith in humanity, even when villains like Toyman push your patience to the limit. In terms of set pieces, Toys in the Hood delivers. We see explosive battles between Static's electric powers and Toyman's monstrous mechanical creations. Superman's heat vision, super strength, and flight complement Static's agility and electromagnetic prowess. The real surprise, though, is how heartfelt the episode is. Toyman's motivations have a twisted sense of innocence, and we see glimpses of compassion in how Superman tries to reason with the villain. By the end, both heroes share a mutual respect. Static realizes that no matter how powerful or legendary a hero might be, they're still just trying to do the right thing, just like him. But don't get too comfortable. Static's next crossover is a full-blown team-up with the Justice League. Yup, the entire squad. What happens when a teenage hero stands shoulder to shoulder with the legends of the DCAU? Let's find out. A League of Their Own. If one superhero cameo was exciting, how about an entire team? In the two-part episode, A League of Their Own, Static teams up with none other than the Justice League. Talk about leveling up. Up to this point, we'd seen him rub shoulders with Batman and Superman individually, but seeing him alongside multiple heroes takes the series to new heights. We're talking about the Dream Squad. Batman, Superman, Hawkgirl, The Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. This was the Justice League roster that many of us grew up with through the Justice League animated series. The synergy among these characters was already well established, and introducing Static into the mix felt monumental. The main antagonist for this crossover is none other than Brainiac, Superman's long-standing foe. Brainiac is an AI who prides himself on collecting knowledge and destroying worlds. In this storyline, Brainiac has found a way to infiltrate the League's systems, threatening global calamity. The League calls upon Static and Gear for help because they need young, resourceful minds who can think outside the box. We see an incredible blend of power sets: Batman's tactical genius, Hawkgirl's warrior spirit, The Flash's speed, Green Lantern's willpower constructs, Martian Manhunter's telepathy and shapeshifting, Static's electromagnetic mastery, Gear's tech-savvy brilliance. One of the coolest aspects of this two-parter is that it highlights why smaller heroes matter. The Justice League is used to cosmic threats, but sometimes they need fresh perspectives. Static's electricity-based powers are crucial to short-circuiting Brainiac's infiltration. Meanwhile, Gear, Richie, contributes his technical expertise to help isolate and remove Brainiac's code. It's a reminder that everyone has a role to play, no matter how young or inexperienced they might feel. Throughout these episodes, Virgil's confidence gets a boost. Fighting alongside the League proves he's capable of more than just local heroics. He's got the potential to stand shoulder to shoulder with legends. There's a standout moment where John Stewart, Green Lantern, commends Static's creativity. It resonates because Stewart, also an African-American hero, serves as an additional role model, showing Virgil that representation matters in the hero world. The action sequences are top tier. Brainiac's drones swarm the city, forcing the heroes to split up and tackle threats simultaneously. There's a fantastic moment where Hawkgirl and Static team up midair, combining electrified attacks with her mace strikes. It's the definition of a spectacle, blending high-stakes action with genuine camaraderie. By the conclusion, Brainiac is vanquished, for the time being, and the Justice League thanks Static and Gear for their invaluable help. There's a sense that this team-up solidifies Static's place within the DCAU. If his previous encounters with Batman and Superman hinted at his potential, a league of their own cements it. Virgil Hawkins is no sidekick. He's a hero in his own right. Future shock. If you thought traveling to Gotham or Metropolis was wild, wait until you see Static catapulted into Neo Gotham. Future shock is one of those episodes that had fans' jaws on the floor. We jump from present-day Dakota into the futuristic world of Batman Beyond, where Terry McGinnis has taken up the mantle of the Bat. The aesthetic shift is instant. Neon cityscapes, flying cars, and advanced tech are the norm. This crossover is a mind-bending treat. A lab accident? Naturally. Because how else do crossovers involving time travel happen in cartoons? Static is investigating an energy anomaly when a device malfunctions, catapulting him decades into the future. Cue confusion, awe, and excitement as he soars over Neo Gotham for the first time, remarking on how advanced everything looks. Terry McGinnis is a Batman unlike any we'd seen before, Batman Beyond. He's a teenager turned vigilante, guided by an elderly Bruce Wayne. This dynamic already flips the script on what we expect from Batman. When Terry encounters Static, there's immediate curiosity. This is Static as a teen hero from the past. Yet, in the timeline of Batman Beyond, older versions of the Justice League do exist, and legends of Static's heroics remain. It's a surreal meeting of generations. Every Batman needs a Joker, right? Well, the Jokers are a street gang that idolizes the original clown prince of crime. They might not be as cunning as the real Joker, but they're dangerous in their own right. In Future Shock, the Jokers hatch a plan to harness some dangerous tech that threatens Neo Gotham. Terry needs help, and who better than a time-displaced Static? We get slick futuristic battles, neon gliders, advanced weaponry, and high-tech suits. Static adapts to the new environment, using his powers to short-circuit futuristic devices and rescue civilians caught in the crossfire. The combination of Terry's advanced batsuit and Static's powers is visually stunning. An extra treat is seeing old Bruce Wayne. He's grouchy yet wise, offering sage advice to both Terry and Static. There's a touching moment where Bruce reminisces about the old days, referencing the young Virgil Hawkins he once knew. That continuity nod makes longtime DCAU fans swoon with nostalgia. Future Shock isn't just flashy action, it examines legacy. Static sees who he might become, while Terry recognizes that heroes like Virgil pave the way for future vigilantes. The notion that heroism transcends time is powerful. By the episode's end, Static returns to his timeline, but the experience shapes him. He realizes his potential extends beyond Dakota, perhaps across time itself. Fallen Hero. While not as massive as some other crossovers, Fallen Hero is crucial in exploring how Static interacts with a single Justice League member, Green Lantern, specifically John Stewart. This storyline gets personal, as it revolves around the idea of trust, betrayal, and redemption. Green Lantern seemingly goes rogue, committing crimes in Dakota that are captured on security footage. Naturally, this stuns Static and the city. Why would an esteemed hero turn villain? The public is in panic mode, and the media frenzy is intense. Static, having befriended GL during A League of Their Own, can't believe the accusations. Static embarks on a mission to clear Green Lantern's name, suspecting foul play. His investigation leads him to discover that an imposter, or a sinister scheme, is at work. This is where we see Static's detective side, reminiscent of Batman, come into play. He interviews witnesses, cross-references energy signatures, and even consults with gear to analyze footage for potential tampering. As the conflict escalates, the real Green Lantern appears, stripped of his ring or forced into hiding. The emotional core of the episode is Static's unwavering faith in John Stewart. The younger hero refuses to believe his friend could commit such crimes, no matter the evidence. This loyalty and belief highlight Virgil's compassion, a trait that often sets him apart from other heroes. Eventually, the truth is revealed. A villain, perhaps Sinestro or an imitator, engineered the frame-up. The final showdown sees Static and Green Lantern team up to expose the truth and restore the latter's reputation. The city breathes a sigh of relief, and John Stewart reclaims his honor. This episode might not have the massive star power of the entire Justice League, but it's deeply human. It emphasizes how crucial trust is among heroes, and how quick the public can be to turn on them when misinformation spreads. It's a potent reminder that heroism isn't just about flashy battles, it's about moral courage and loyalty, something Virgil possesses in spades. Honorable mention, Static Shack. While not strictly a DC superhero crossover, Shaquille O'Neal's cameo in Static Shock deserves a nod. In Static Shack, the NBA legend plays himself and helps Static quell a crisis in Dakota. Though not as grand in scale as battling Brainiac or the Joker, it's an amusing crossover that highlights how mainstream celebrities recognize the show's cultural impact. Shaq's larger-than-life personality complements Static's youthful energy. The plot sees Shaq drop by Dakota for a charity event, only to get entangled in a villain's scheme. The comedic banter between Virgil and Shaq offers a lighter breather amidst the more intense crossovers with DC heroes. In a way, this cameo underscores how beloved Static Shock was. It attracted big sports icons and integrated them seamlessly into its narrative. While it's not on the same epic scale as the DC hero crossovers, it adds fun variety to the show's cameo roster. Okay, now that we've walked down memory lane, let's rank these crossovers based on the wow factor, storytelling, and overall nostalgia. Of course, this is subjective, so feel free to share your ranking in the comments. A League of Their Own. It's the Justice League all together. The high stakes, the group dynamics, and Brainiac as the villain make this two-parter a spectacle. Static truly steps up, showcasing his ability to play in the big leagues of the DCAU. The big leagues. This is the first major crossover featuring the Joker as well. The novelty of seeing Gotham's Guardians in Dakota was mind-blowing at the time. Batman's gravitas plus Static's energy is a recipe for classic cartoon fun. Toys in the Hood. Superman's cameo radiates an optimistic vibe. The contrast between his wholesome persona and Static's teenage spark provides a warm, uplifting episode. Toyman's sinister approach creates surprisingly serious stakes. Future Shock. Jumping into the future with Terry McGinnis is an inventive twist. The futuristic setting, cameo from elder Bruce Wayne, and clash with the Jokers showcase the versatility of Static Shock. It's a must-watch for fans who love time travel plots. Fallen Hero. A more personal narrative focusing on trust and redemption. While it doesn't pack the same star-studded punch as a full league appearance, it offers deep emotional resonance and cements the friendship between Static and Jon Stewart. Static Shock. A fun detour that shows how Static Shock could integrate pop culture figures without missing a beat. Not as epic as the superhero crossovers, but still entertaining for its novelty. Even though these episodes aired in the early 2000s, they remain a testament to the DCAU's cohesion and creativity. Static Shock connected different corners of the DC universe in a way that felt organic, celebrating both new characters, like Virgil, and established icons, like Batman. For many fans, these crossovers were an introduction to how shared universes could operate, paving the way for how we now view cinematic universes in live-action films and shows. The crossovers added an extra layer of hype, but the show's heart was always Virgil's journey. We see him grow from a newbie hero to someone who can hold his own with the Justice League. That arc resonates with fans who grew up feeling like they too could become something great. And there you have it, the epic rundown of all the best Static Shock crossovers that still give us those fuzzy, nostalgic feelings. Whether it was Batman telling Static to watch his back, Superman offering fatherly advice, or the Justice League inviting him onto the team. Each crossover episode underscored just how integral Virgil Hawkins is to the broader DCAU tapestry. Those Saturday morning vibes, the excitement of grabbing a bowl of cereal and tuning in, are hard to recreate, but revisiting these episodes can take us right back. If you haven't watched Static Shock in a while, maybe now's the perfect time for a marathon. You'll get to experience the magic all over again, from the witty banter to the intense showdowns. If you enjoyed this deep dive, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments which crossover was your favorite, or if you'd rank them differently. Until next time, keep those nostalgic flames burning bright and stay supercharged, just like Static.